This is Craig Haugaard with your Financial Issues Ag Update for May 21st. Well, corn was the star of the grain market yesterday with gains across the board, driven by more new crop export sales and a sharply weaker dollar. In what has become a daily event, another export sale to China for the 21-22 crop year was announced yesterday morning. This time, the size of the sale was 1,224,000 metric tons. In addition to yesterday's announcement, we also had the weekly export sales report, which showed that we had sales of 10.9 million bushels last week. We need to have average sales of 6.5 million bushels per week for the rest of the marketing year to hit the USDA's export projection. Soybeans were lower once again, although we did spend some time in positive territory during the day session. From a technical perspective, it was good to see November futures test the previous day's low and then fail to trade down through them. Demand continues to be adequate, with the weekly export sales report coming in at 3.1 million bushels. Now that sounds very unimpressive, but since we only need to average 1.4 million bushels per week to hit the USDA's annual export projection, it's more than enough to keep the stock situation tight. The hard red winter wheat tour in Kansas wrapped up yesterday, and at the end of the day, they estimated the yield at 58.1 bushels per acre. Now that's the highest projection that they've had since the tour began back in 2000. The 5-year average tour yield is 43.1 bushels per acre, and the USDA is currently forecasting a yield of 48 bushels per acre for Kansas. Cotton futures continued to stumble. At the close, the December futures were down 38 points, closing at 81.99. Livestock futures were mixed yesterday. At the close, August live cattle were 25 cents lower, while August feeder cattle were down $1.80. Lean hog futures had a very solid performance, with the July futures finishing $2.15 higher for the session. Class 3 milk futures had a very quiet trade in a very tight trading range. At the close, the June futures were 4 points higher, settling at $18.34. Now, yesterday afternoon, we had the April milk production report, and that appeared to be bearish. Total U.S. milk production came in at 19,295 million pounds, which was up about 3.3% from year-ago numbers. The increase in milk production came from a higher number of milk cows, as well as increased milk production per cow. Total U.S. milk cow numbers were reported at 9.49 million head. That was an increase from 1.2% from last April. Production per cow came in at 2,033 pounds per cow for the month of April. That was up 2% over year-ago numbers. Meat cutout values were stronger straight across the board. Choice box beef was 80 cents higher, closing at $324.18. Select boxes were up $1.92, settling at $301.61. And pork carcass cutout values also advanced, finishing $1.21 higher, settling at $119.22 per hundredweight. This has been Craig Haugaard with your Financial Issues Ag Update. We'll be right back with more financial issues after this.